Hello, my name is Kayla and I'm with the UNLV Nutrition Center, here to give you an overview on all the basic tools and appliances that you'll need to cook really nutritious food at home. You shouldn't be intimidated by the price of any of these products. I know that Betty Crocker has a line at one of the Dollar Tree stores, so you can really find all of the things that you'll need, very inexpensive, all around your town. I'd like to start off with knives. This is one of the things that you'll need most so that you can chop and prepare all of your fresh produce. We'll start with this. This is called a chef's knife. It's the most versatile knife that you can have in your kitchen. It can be used for chopping, slicing, dicing, everything that you need. Now, if the size intimidates you a little bit, then maybe you're more comfortable with a utility knife. This can do all of the same things, dicing, chopping, slicing. It's just a little bit easier in your hand grip. Last, you'll want a paring knife, which can be used for small and intricate little paring out apples or anything really small and intricate that you'll need. Moving on, let's talk about spoons. Now, this is a metal spoon, but they come in a variety of different options. You can use a wooden spoon. They have rubber and silicone, which is better when you're using cookware like this because you don't want to gouge or scrape. So this is better for serving. Let's say you had mashed potatoes done and you wanted to get it out of the dish. This would be what you use. Now, this is a slotted spoon. It's used to get produce away from liquid. So let's say you had some green beans in the pot and you wanted to serve them. You could use this to get the green beans out and have the liquid rush out so you can plate it. Moving on, let's talk about cookware. Now, I have two sizes of frying pans here, but they come in a variety of different options. There's non-stick, there is regular, and then there's cast iron, which is great if you're anemic because it's made out of iron, and when it heats up and when you cook food in it, some of the iron leaches out into the food and can be absorbed by the body. We also have a stock pot. It's just a small, you could make macaroni and cheese in here or maybe heat up a soup. And then we also have a larger sauce pot. Now this one is really great because it would work in tandem with this vegetable steamer. All you have to do is put in a half a cup of water, bring it to a boil, put in the steamer with the vegetables, put the lid on, and you'll be able to cook your vegetables slowly with steam, and it'll help you preserve a lot of the nutrients when you're cooking. Now let's talk about some other basic cooking utensils. First up is the spatula. This is used to flip in the skillet. Let's say a pancake or maybe some French toast. Then we have a potato masher. This is really great if you don't have an electric mixer. You can just boil your potatoes, make sure they're very nice and tender, drain out the water, and mash away. Tongs are great for when you're moving something around that's in a baking dish or if you need to flip something as well. Now let's talk about the utensils you'll need to measure things in your kitchen. These are measuring cups. They're typically used for dry ingredients. And we also have measuring spoons. These are really great for when you're making baked goods or pastries. And then we also have things called liquid measuring cups. This is what you would use for your milk, your water, your broth. You could also use a blender if need be. Now let's talk about some basic appliances that every household should have. This is a Ninja blender. It's a little bit more expensive, but there are a bunch of different price options for blenders. They're usually used to liquefy. So if you're making a smoothie, it will take your full produce and make it into a liquid. It can also crush ice. You could use it as a food processor. You could rice cauliflower in here. If you had a soup that had some chunks in it and you wanted to smooth it all out, you could blend it. This is a crock pot. Now, you typically wouldn't want to use it on top of your microwave, but for space value, we're putting it up here. Now, a crock pot is used for low temperature, long cooking. It can help tenderize meats. You can make soups in here, stews, cakes, and it uses less electricity than your oven would. and it won't heat up your house. Oh, and the great thing about a crock pot is you can set it and forget it. Now let's talk about a microwave. Microwaves work by friction. The liquid molecules in your food rub together and that creates heat, and that's how it heats up your food. This is good to know when you're cooking things like meat that don't have a lot of liquid in them. So it could be good to add a little water to your food so it doesn't dry out, or maybe like broth or chicken stock, something like that, because the moisture in it is what is going to help heat up your food faster. Now, it's really important that you always wash your produce, your fruits and vegetables, and the best way to do that is by using a colander or a strainer. You can just set it in the sink and you can run warm water over it, and there's brushes that you can use. You can use your hand, you can soak in like a vinegar mixture, warm water, and the colander will help get the liquid away for you. So now that I have this potato here, I would like to demonstrate how you use a peeler. Now what you want to make sure that you remember when using a peeler is that you always peel away from you. And you're going to want to make sure that your fingers are not in close to the blades. So get a firm grip, but make sure that your fingers are away. And then just slide the peeler along until all of the outer rim or the skin is gone from whatever you're trying to peel. Now let's talk about can openers. Now there's two ways that you can utilize a can opener. The first way you can utilize a can opener is horizontally. This will create a sharp edge on two surfaces of the can. This is advantageous when you're utilizing things like tomato paste and you don't want to have to fight the rim of the can to get the contents out. The other way to utilize a can opener is vertically. This will create a sharp edge on the inner rim of the lid. Then when you're done with this, you can put the lid back in the jar to dispose of it without having to worry about any sharp edges in your garbage. To demonstrate how to use a whisk, I'm going to make a quick homemade Italian vinaigrette. So I have 3 parts olive oil, 1 part red wine vinaigrette, 1 tablespoon of Italian seasoning, and 1 clove of garlic. Now whisks are great to marry all the ingredients or to blend them together. They're used to incorporate air into your mixture, so they're great for whipping. Next I have this rubber spatula, which is great to scrape all the contents out of the bowl. Thank you so much for tuning into this video on basic cooking supplies and appliances. If you have any questions, feel free to contact UNLV Food Pantry or the UNLV Nutrition Center. The links are below.